Everybody, I'm Todd McKim along with the coach, and welcome to this week's show. We'll take a look back at that great victory over the Trojans at the Coliseum, preview what is in store next week as the Ducks will head north to take on Washington State and have plenty of highlights in between. Coach, a great victory for you. I don't think there's any question that from week one to this point in time, your team has improved dramatically, and no bigger improvement in 1 week than the week between the Iowa victory and the USC win. Your team dominated all the phases of the game, offensively, defensively, and special teams.
Well, we certainly, I'm not sure dominate is quite the word, but we certainly contained SC's offense. I think our offensive line did a tremendous job. That may be one of the most marketed improvements in our team in the last 2 to 3 weeks. The defensive front did a terrific job of taking SC out of their running game. And I've got to compliment the coaching staff for a tremendous game plan. Nick Aliotti and Mike Bellotti and all the offensive and defensive coaches put together a great plan. And the players went out and played the thing I've been preaching for 2 weeks now, 60 minutes of football. After our Utah game, we assessed where we were, and it was obvious that we were starting to play good football in segments of the game, but we had lapses of bad play, and we were basically in control of our own destiny, Todd, and certainly in the USC game, the effort, the execution basically for the full 60 minutes was there, and the players just kept coming, and something SC's a good team. They made plays on us. They did things that were good, but it didn't faze us. We just overcame it. We kept coming back.
I don't know how many times I heard this at the Coliseum on Saturday. How in the world does a guy that has never started a college game come to the Coliseum against the Trojans and play as well as Tony Graziani did? I mean, it truly was a remarkable performance.
He really did, and you know, he's a cool guy. He doesn't get flustered. He accepted the challenge readily and with a big smile on his face last week. I think the players know that he can play. They've been around him now for 3 years, and they've seen him do things in practice and a little bit in the games, not very much, but in practice, he's got a great arm. They all know that. He's cool under pressure, and he demonstrated that. No sacks, threw the ball away. He did throw a couple of picks in the third quarter, but the good news on him, I guess, if there is good news on the picks, is that they were deep in scoring territory for us going in, which took scoring points away from us, but didn't allow SC the short field, and came back and overcame those and still made some great plays later on. Played very cool and controlled, and did a great job of milking the clock in the fourth quarter and letting the clock run and snapping the ball with 1 second or 2 seconds or 3 seconds left.
Another young man that had a tremendous performance was senior tailback Dino Filion. He played very well, got a great deal of help from the offensive line, but Dino rushed for over 100 yards, scored a touchdown on a spectacular play, and I think you have to be pleased with your running game, 190-plus yards against USC.
Well, Dino just keeps getting better, Todd. He's made tremendous progress, and I think this game separates him from being a good college back to taking to the next level. He protected the football well. He ran very aggressively and very hard and made a lot of big plays in this game that were not just the 49-yard touchdown. Certainly the screen pass we threw to him there with about, 7, 8, 9 minutes left in the game that took us out of a key down and distance situation and allowed us to control the ball. The fact that he was able to pick up about 127 yards, it's clearly his best game ever in football, and he's, I think, just starting to scratch the surface. He can be a lot better than he is.
Defensively, you don't see these kinds of numbers against USC very often, but 31 yards net rushing for the Trojans and 9 sacks for your defense.
Those two things are pretty remarkable, Todd. Certainly for us to hold SC to 31 yards rushing net, and for us to have 191, that in itself is spectacular. But certainly after our last visit to the Coliseum, 0 sacks against our offense and 9 against SC is a major turnaround as well.
Yeah, I'd say it is. And your kicking game did well. Matt Belden with 3 field goals. Punt coverage, tremendous, twice downing punts inside the USC 5.
Not only that, we only had to punt 3 times, which is an accomplishment in itself when you play USC. 2 of those punts being downed, I think both of them on the 3-yard line. Tremendous job by Jeff Sherman on one and Jaya Figueres on the other, downing those punts. And certainly Matt's 3 field goals, critical after coming off of a streak of several misses in a row. He stepped up and did a great job with the field goals to give us the cushion that we needed.
All right, let's get into the highlights as the Ducks take on the Trojans down in Southern California. It was a beautiful day for football if you could hack the smog, but other than that, temperature and other weather conditions were fine. So the Ducks kicking off, USC will have possession after the touchback. So 1st and 10 from the 20. They got a big, strong running back, Walters, and he can rumble, but this was his longest run of the day. And after that, he did a pretty good job of containing it.
We did. They did a nice job sealing off our pursuit, and now we come in and Salila Malapai gets in the backfield along with some help from Chad Cota and Troy Bailey and throws him for loss. Watch Salila on the nose, beat the center's block, come up and get Walters in the backfield and hang on and get help from a whole host of people, including Paul Jensen.
So the Trojans now 3rd and 13. I don't know how this happened, but Kenny Wheaton with a tremendous interception, pretty good return as well, and sets you up in good field position.
I have to call him Marlon the Magician, I guess. I looked at this on our coaching film, and it's just hard to tell. Maybe we can get a better look at it at this ground level. He's in great shape on coverage. Whoop! He did knock the ball out, and the ball was just kind of hanging there, and he picked it off. He's just an outstanding football player, and he made a lot of key plays in this game. This one obviously got us off to a great start since we had elected to defer and let SC have the ball to start the game. Graziani does a nice job on a 3rd down scramble here and finds Filya, as I mentioned, making a big, big play to get the 1st down here. We break down on our pass coverage and turn somebody loose on him up the middle, and Tony, showing great scrambling ability, gets to the outside and has vision downfield and sees Filya coming across, and I really thought Dino was probably interfered with there. No flag, but fortunately he was able to make the catch even with the SC guy draped all over him.
So it's a 1st and 10 at the SC 29. Josh Wilcox, one of his several receptions on the day, good for 13 and another 1st down.
Again, we get pressure up the middle here. We break down on our protection just a little bit and allow penetration, but Tony shuffles away from it and then finds Wilcox coming across on the shallow route for a key 1st down.
Next play we see is 3rd down and 8. Tony finds Kristen McLemore, but he comes up just a little bit shy of the 1st down, and so you go for the field goal.
About 1.5 yards. I was considering if it was less than a yard, maybe going for it, but like to get away with points, and Matt stepped up and kicked it through.
It's the first time, and I don't know when, that you've led the Trojans in the Coliseum at any time, and so that had to be big, getting the 1st points of the game.
That previous running play was the same one they opened the game with, only that time Mark Smith nailed him, and here is Kenny Wheaton making a sure tackle again. He's one of the best tacklers on our football team. Now on offense, you see Dino Filya taking it up on the running game, breaking it outside here, not seeing anything, but changing gears and heading straight up the field, get a couple.
Tony flushed on a 3rd and 3. He made some big 3rd down conversions on his own by scrambling and running.
He really did, and this is good judgment. They have our receivers covered. He sees a lane up the middle. He knows the situation. He gets the 1st down. I think we converted on 7 of 16 3rd down conversions, which is nearly 50%, and we held USC to 4 conversions in 16 tries.
This is a thing of beauty here. Look at that block by Christian Anderson and Dino Filya into the end zone, a 49-yard score, and that is our play of the day.
Well, Todd, in this situation, we're in a ace formation, 2 tight ends, single back, and with our 2 receivers, Ricketts and McLemore, split to what we call the north formation, to the north side of the LA Coliseum. We're going to run a counter play back here. We get a great block here by Josh Wilcox at the point of attack. Steve Harden and Tassi Malapai kind of collapse the inside here. Eric Reed comes across and gets a great kick-out block on the counter play, and then Willie Rife comes in and cleans up this linebacker who starts to scrape out there. Filia offsets a couple of steps and then comes back behind those two big linemen and takes it up inside in a nice hole, but defeats this man all on his own. He comes up here, gives a little move to the corner, and makes a shake move inside and takes off. And Christian Anderson, our big 6'5", 255-pound tight end, comes on across and eventually blocks the safety that allows Dino to take it into the end zone.
Let's take a look at it from the low angle. I guess we're going to go up high with it. It's too bad. I had a great shot of this.
Eric Reed get the kick-out block, and Willie Rife clean up, and that's the tackle that he shook there. And here comes Chris Anderson, and watch this block right here. Boom. Now, Dino should have just run it on in to the corner. He wanted to make it a little spectacular at the end.
Indeed he did, and he held on to the ball for the score. So a very impressive drive, Coach. 4 plays, 80 yards in less than 2 minutes, and you're up 10-0.
It's a nice feeling, but we still have a lot of game left, and SC makes an answer to our challenge there with a real nice pass. Good coverage by Alex, but they ran clear from the left side of the field all the way across, and now they hit the receiver in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown.
So they quickly come back and get the touchdown drive, and with the point after, it is 10-7 USC. Oregon getting the ball back. Late moments of the first quarter.
3rd and long play here. We run the trap to Dwayne Jones, who's finally getting healthy again after having a bad ankle for several weeks. And you can see he hits it back on the backside of the trap. And he just does a good job breaking tackles here. Just comes up a little short of the first down. He keeps his feet going. Hang on to that ball, Dwayne. Ooh, it's coming out.
So this is a 3rd down and 3. Patrick Johnson making some very important receptions in this game. That's good for the first down, and that is the final play we see in this first quarter. As we pick up action in the second quarter, Oregon is leading USC 10-7. The Ducks have had to punt the ball, so now the Trojans have it back offensively. We'll pick things up with the Trojans having the ball at the Oregon 45, 2nd and 10.
Big play right there by Bryant Jackson, getting Walters for a 3-yard loss. He just breaks through into the backfield, defeating Pollock, their fine offensive guard, and makes the hit. Bryant's foot is getting better, and I think he's going to be a bigger factor as we go through the season.
So that was a loss of a couple, and then the slip and fall by Rob Johnson, and Reggie Jordan gets the sack. Punted away, and Patrick Johnson taking the place of Herman O'Berry this week as the punt returner. He gets tackled by his own man.
Jaya Figueres another freshman trying to come back there and make something happen. This is a great job by a young true freshman here, Patrick Johnson. Fielding the ball first, it was clear away from the return. Then he tried to work back the return, and if we get by this one here, the guy that is coming from behind is the one Jaya was trying to block, and he just got in the way there. But go deep here to the same guy, Pat Johnson. And he goes up and makes a nice catch for a 32-yard gain. And watch, I think you'll see Graz take a shot. Well, he just left it, but he really got hit just as he delivered that ball, but he hung in there and stepped up and threw it. And Pat Johnson does a great job of making the catch.
Patrick had an uncle, played for the Trojans back in the 60s, I believe. Made it for just outside of Palm Springs. Cameron Ricketts, big catch, good for 19, another first down.
Play action pass. Look at the protection here. Tony has plenty of time on this one to step up, look over the field, and find Ricketts coming across on the in route, wide open.
So you're in scoring position again. Doesn't take long. Graziani back. Boy, this is a beautifully thrown ball. And Kristen McLemore there for the touchdown.
Real nice throw. Again, pretty good protection. People stepping up. Grazi feels a little pressure, steps up again with somebody coming into him, but throws a perfect pass to McLemore. And Dino was down there a little bit deeper than he was supposed to be on his route. We'll talk to him about that in the film room tomorrow.
Unfortunately, the point after is no good. Hooked a little bit to the left, and so it's 16-7. Oregon with the lead over the Trojans. The Pretty good kick coverage. As we mentioned, your special teams did a nice job against USC.
Nice job there by Eric Wynn, the nephew of the last quarterback to beat SC in the Coliseum, Harvey Wynn. And, of course, Eric's father, Dick Wynn, played a lot of great football here at Oregon, too. Nice job. Look at this. They're holding and they're holding, but we're breaking through. And Malapai gets there just a little bit ahead of Troy Bailey for the sack.
You get the football back. About 4.5 minutes to go in the half. Christian Anderson, we hadn't heard much from him, but boy, he played very big in this game.
He played very, very well, and he had been recruited by USC. He's from down in the LA area. His parents were ecstatic. He made his first catch in this game, and he was a big factor with the key block on Dino's run. A nice reception here. He's one of those little diminutive tight ends at 6'5", 255.
Jeez. They get bigger and bigger. The drive, unfortunately, stalls, but that doesn't mean that the good play stops. Nice punt by Belden. Puts it inside the 5-yard line thanks to a great over-the-shoulder catch by Jeff Sherman.
Most people don't know that you can catch the football if the receiving team refuses not to. But the SC comes right back. We thought we had them held on second down. They go deep, and they get the pass reception, and now they're a threat to score before the half. And the defense, I think, does a great job here. After giving up this first down, we stiffen.
I thought this was a very important series because you had controlled them the entire first half, and if they had scored at the end of the half, they might have had some momentum, but instead it's your defense that establishes momentum for the second half.
That's right, and here are two nose guards, Salila Malapai and Bryant Jackson, combined for the sack.
Who combined maybe aren't as tall as Tony Baselli, the tackle for USC, but they sure got the job done. And there's the sack that ends the first half.
Another job, nice job here by Troy Bailey. But you see 91 pushing and pushing and pushing up in there. And the coverage downfield, both of those last sacks, in my opinion, are what you call coverage sacks, because the secondary covered the receivers so well.
So you see the score at the end of the first half. Oregon leading the Trojans 16-7. We are ready for the third quarter highlights. Oregon leading at the end of the first two periods, 16-7, as we pick up the action in the third quarter. Oregon will get the football, and you can see not a busy day for Traveler and his rider. They spent much of the time in the tunnel, never really got on track like the Trojans.
I thought about taking a tranquilizer dart down there for that horse, but fortunately we didn't need it.
I don't know where he runs anymore. They reconfigured the Coliseum a little bit. They don't have the track around the field.
And look at Josh. I got on him last week about catching the ball and not being a good runner, and boy, he took it to heart, and he did a great job in this game. And this is a big-time play right here. Graziani finds that this is a hot play. They're bringing both linebackers, and Josh breaks it off, gets the correct read. Two young sophomores. Nice play here, but look at the effort by Josh Wilcox. It's big and strong, and he is fast. He is the second fastest tight end we've had in 18 years in a 40-yard dash. Not quite fast enough. Almost got the touchdown.
Fast enough for a 71-yard gain and a first down. And unfortunately here, Tony looking for Blake Spence in the end zone, and the fine linebacker Kopp steps in and intercepts it.
It really is too bad because we've made a great drive down the field. Now they come back and throw a little screen pass. But again, Kenny Wheaton, first tackler there, and gets some help from Jeff Sherman. Pressure right in Rob Johnson's face. Excellent coverage by Alex Molden down the field.
And then this is what you call a coverage sack. And Reggie Jordan along with Troy Bailey.
Great job, obviously, by the thing you can't see on the film, coverage downfield on the USC receivers. And we're doing a good job. You can see Isaac Walker out in the corner there. We're in a little bit of a zone. Nobody's open. Troy Bailey gets him. He's going down, and Reggie Jordan finishes him.
So the big loss for USC. Oregon gets the ball back. Again, 3rd and 7. Tony sees a seam and just does get the first down.
Nice job by Tony knowing where the first down markers are. Comes back with a nice pass again to freshman Pat Johnson. This is thrown just exactly where the defenders can't get it, and when the receiver's coming back, it's low and outside, And nice job by Pat coming back and catching that ball.
2nd and 10 play here. Dino spinning forward, getting 5 yards. I thought you did a good job of keeping SC's defense off balance.
Another bad play here by Tony. He could have come to the corner and actually run for the first down. And he had so much time, he zeroed in on the receiver, and they read his eyes and got to him. Here's a nice job. And Mark Schmidt gets credit for the sack there because they ruled that he was down before he was going to be called for intentional grounding here, but the referee decided he would rule him down. I'm not sure it's correct, but if he hadn't called him down, he was going to call him.
Mark Schmidt isn't going to argue, though.
No.
He gets a sack. And here's the injury to Johnson. See, he was in a tough position there, and Paul Jensen got the sack.
You see Rich Rule coming in, and he gets picked up, which allows Jensen and Rob Johnson's leg, and I think he hurt his knee on that. At least after the game, talking to the SC coaches, they didn't think it was serious. I certainly hope not. Nice run around the corner by Dino on that play. We come back and take it up inside this time, and Dino pounds it up in there with a good, hard, decisive run.
This is a 2nd and 8, and now Dino using the speed to get to the outside, gets 13 yards.
And finishing the run, I might add, on this one. Good job by Eric Reed, good job by Willie Reif, and good job by Pulu Malapai. And now, instead of taking it out of bounds, he finishes the run. Finishes the run, picks up about 3 extra yards. That's a nice job by Dino.
Drive stalls. So Belden comes in. A great job here. This one will actually bounce, and then you get a good bounce and great coverage there.
Redshirt freshman Jaya Figueres downing the ball on the 3-yard line.
New quarterback for SC, but it doesn't make much difference. Isaac Walker there to break it up.
Isaac, we have, I think, about 50 Californians on our roster, so this was a special game. Chad Cota breaks through, almost blocks the punt, and I was giving our sprinter a bad time on this because he kind of needs to use that speed a little bit more, but we had a good return, 13 yards, great field position. Chris Anderson picks up a nice gain on a little short route, and we have to settle for the field goal, and Belden knocks it through.
Big field goal there because now you lead 19-7, and the Trojan horse is still in the tunnel as we head to the 4th quarter. Oregon leading USC 19-7. As we head into the final quarter, Oregon trying to hold on to a 19-7 lead against the Trojans, trying to win for the first time against USC at the Coliseum in over 20 years. So the defense trying to get it done. A couple of big 4th down plays in this drive for USC. This was a 3rd down play there. Isaac Molden batted it away. And then a 4th and 7. On to Otten, the transfer from Weber State. Just does get the 1st down.
Alex delivered the blow, but it was a nice job by their quarterback seeing the chain marker, throw the screen pass, only this time Rich Rule and Reggie Jordan are right there to make the play. Sniffed it out very well and puts him in a 4th down situation. And there's that Kenny Wheaton kid again. A nice job breaking this pass up, but good pressure on the quarterback here too. We had some people down around in front of him, but look at the coverage, almost intercepted by Kenny.
So that was on a 4th and 8. The offense gets it back. Now you have a chance to really put this one away, and this is a huge play by Tony Graziani. A 3rd and 7 play, and he gets 17 yards.
As you can see, we did break down on the pass protection here, and I think maybe some people are going to play Tony a little differently and try to make sure he stays in the pocket. I'm sure they misjudged his speed and scrambling ability. He did a nice job here, taking it up, and again, for the 3rd time in the game, running for a key 1st down.
And then the final dart. You hadn't run screens all day, Coach, and now you throw the screen back to Dino, and he sets you up for your final score. Fumble after the ball had
hit the ground. But real nice play fake to the left side here. You see it at ground level. Tony does a nice job of selling it downfield, and then you see Big Tossie, 73, who went the distance pretty much except for the last play. And nice cut back there by Dino, breaking the tackle. Mark Gregg, the sophomore from Corvallis, out leading it from the center position, and Mark played his 3rd straight consecutive outstanding game at center.
So Pulo Malapai will get you 5 yards here, and that will set up a field goal. You're running time off the clock. You're trying to add to the lead, and you do that as Belden knocks through his 3rd field goal of the day, and it's 22-7 with not much time remaining for the Trojans. And as you can see, the horse is still in the tunnel. SC gets it back. Try to strike big, get 39 here. So the game's not over with by any stretch of the imagination. There's about 6 minutes still remaining.
And we're still mixing up blitzes and zones, and you can see we're bringing heat here. Rich Rule comes in, forces him up, and Isaac Walker gets the sack. Watch Rich Rule from the top. Come in, number 48, slips by the tailback's block, forces the quarterback to step up, where Isaac Walker can get in there along with Bryant Jackson.
So 4th and 10. He just has to dump it, and Ronnie Gibson almost got a pick.
Ronnie Gibson in there doing a nice job. Another young sophomore from down in the LA area.
And now you really want to work on the clock.
This is what we're really doing, is staying in that huddle as long as we can, snapping it with 1 or 2 seconds left, and Dino takes it up inside for a 12-yard gain. Nice job by the offensive line, good line surge. Mark Gregg, you can see the nice block that he lays there, and Dino cuts back and spins forward for the first down.
And time to go home. That's it. Final score, 22-7, Oregon over USC. Obviously a bunch of happy Ducks, including Salila Malapai and Tassi Malapai. And Salila might be quiet in the interview room, but he was very emotional at the end of this ball game. You are coming off a very impressive win. Your team has improved the last 2 weeks, Iowa, USC, and now you got to go on the road once again.
Well, the key for us, Todd, is to not be caught up in the euphoria of what happened in the Coliseum, but we've got to go back to the practice field and do what we've done the last 2 weeks. We've got to work hard, and we've got to get better, because we are not where we need to be. We have made significant improvement, granted, but this potential of this team has yet to be realized, and we need to just continue to work real hard at getting better.
Just want to update a couple of injury situations, if you can. I understand Danny is still probably questionable, doubtful, whatever you
Well, I think Danny's situation is that he probably will not be able to play this week because of the skin on his finger being less than 100%. He won't get the stitches out, I don't believe, until Thursday, so it'll make it very difficult for him to get any practice time in. Ricky Whittle is still iffy and doubtful. Chance maybe Paul Wiggins come back. We hope to get DJ Cabrera back because he was unable to play last week.
Herman O'Berry?
Herman O'Berry has a chance to be back. We won't know for sure. And Baldwin played 1 play in the game, and his ankle should be better, and Dave Cottrell should be available for action as well.
All right, we'll see what happens in the Palouse. The Ducks against the Cougars. We'll have all the highlights for you next week. Thanks for joining us.